Good morning. It's another beautiful morning. I'm about to get delivering food. I actually was able to schedule on DoorDash. I gotta go in like 5 minutes. But this one's called We're All in Debt and It's Only Getting Worse.
Miss Chelsea, and I'm in $98,543.58. It was written up there. Let's talk about my debt so maybe you feel a little bit better about yours. When I was 21, I graduated from college and I was in over $150,000 worth of debt. Now 33, and I'm now down to $98,000.
So 12 years and we paid off, what was that? A third?
I would love to say that that's all just student loan debt, but that is some student loan debt as well as some credit card debt. For a very long time, it was extremely debilitating to be in that much debt. I was super sad about it. I had a very unhealthy relationship with money. But this past year, I've been super motivated to pay it down. And I don't think there's anything wrong with talking about it with other people that may be in the same situation that I'm in. My goal for talking about it is, one, bring awareness that other people are in the same situation as you. And then two, I've seen social media change so many people's lives, so why can't that be me?
I'm still struggling with debt. I've been in debt for many years. Not that much debt. And if you look at my debt compared to that, I look rich because, I'm only $1,000. About $1,000 in credit card debt. I don't have any auto loans or any of that. I'm not counting my mortgage.
There's a couple things that I want to say at the end. I'll get into the juice of the topic for the people that don't want to stick around for the other stuff, but I just want to get on here and say this is my 13th attempt. I've had some challenges with the video not loading correctly and just honestly being too emotional to put it out on the internet. And I also want to address, I've seen your comments about me being a high income earner. I'm very aware that I'm a high income earner.
You're a high income earner and a high income spender. You paid $3,100 and you don't have
and I'm very, very grateful. But I've gotten myself into such a situation that I don't own a single penny of my income. It goes to other people.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. I'm trying to get myself out of that situation. And then
Stop spending money.
Start dreaming again. I don't know, but
You don't just magically get into $120,000 of debt, assumingly bad debt. You don't just stumble, trip, and fall, and oops, I'm $120K in debt. It doesn't work like that. You gotta make better decisions. It starts up here.
this is not an easy video. I am in a hot mess. I've had some victories,
Yeah.
but I have so many mountains to climb. Okay, for the people that don't want to stick around for what I'm saying, at the end, let's break down my payday.
Basically, it's all gone. It's all gone to debt. And that's what happens when you overspend. It doesn't matter what your income is. If you're spending more than you're earning, you will be in debt and you will go broke. Why does she talk for so long? Holy smoke. I hope she gets out of it.
Keep watching. So I need to buy a laptop to be able to elevate my business and do all the things that I want to be able to do. The current laptop that I've got,
But you don't have any money, so you can't do it. Now you're on the internet a lot, crying about it. Yeah, it's tough.
It will be better. So I really wanted to cave and buy the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I've just really been wanting.
What? This thought should never come into anyone's head. You do not need to buy the Pocket 3. Whatever the fuck that is. I'm skipping her. Ooh, let's see.
Life will shout.
Notice how it's a lot of women. Women are spenders. They are the consumers. And now they're making their own money, so they just spend that shit and everything else they got and future income.
Was there, wish we'd grown up all the same.
I mean, men will do it too, but, you know, oftentimes there's a house involved. Or maybe it's a big truck. That's a terrible idea.
I talked about before on my page that I'm over 100K in debt.
How are you that young and in that much debt?
A lot of people were like, why don't you like file bankruptcy, yada yada yada, this, that, and the other.
How many students?
One, over 60K of my debt, student loans.
Oops.
So that leaves me actually like with 40K of debt.
Probably
that
what,
I
car loan?
actually like
Car
irresponsibly
loan or
took
CC
out.
debt?
24K of it is actually what I owe on my car, more like closer to 25-ish kind of. So that leaves me with $15,000 of credit card and personal loan debt. While that's obviously not like great, I'm just saying it's not like I'm 100K in credit card debt. Y'all be acting.
I think you're trying to make it seem like it's okay to be in this much debt. It's not. $100,000 in debt. You have to be making $100,000 a year, and you have to be living within your means, like by a long shot, to even have a chance to pay this off. This is a massive amount of debt for anyone, let alone somebody who's... How old is she? 22? How do you get into that much debt, dude? Holy fuck, she goes on and on and on and on. I can't do it. I'm not gonna do that.
Days like today where I just want to go on a rant about debt. I have $40,000 worth of debt, and that does not include my student loans or my mortgage, because those are things that they get paid when, well...
That doesn't include my student loans and my mortgage? What?
The mortgage gets paid all the time, obviously. Student loans, whenever they come back going, okay, whatever, I'll have to pay that.
Wow, they're not even on. Okay, whatever.
But I am talking...
This is the attitude of people that will not make it. This person will not make it. I'm going to bet on it right now. I'm going to take the under.
Talking about daily living expenses debt. How do you not have debt? Maybe you guys do and you're just not telling everybody, and that's perfectly fine. Do whatever is best for you.
I spend less than what I make. That's the principle. If you do that, you won't go into debt. Everything about that?
I don't normally tell people, but I've been sharing my recipes and I'm doing...
You're living outside of your means. You should have never been living this life, and the debt is allowing it to happen. But you're not going to be able to pay that, and your quality of life will revert back to the mean.
A series on sharing my recipes to help pay down my debt, because how else am I going to do it?
You're not.
Set of getting into debt is pretty easy, right? You sign your name to some paper. We say you can wander your way in, but you cannot wander your way out. And so we talk about gazelle intensity, because in scripture it says, if you have signed surety, my son, do this. Deliver yourself like a bird from the hand of the fowler and a gazelle from the hands of the hunter. So you have that picture of the Discovery Channel and watching a gazelle outrun a cheetah. The intensity, the strain, running for their life, that's the amount of intensity to be in. It's going to be a season of sacrifice, but it's just...
That's not what the last chick was talking about. Didn't even give a fuck. So, what do you say about that? But you're right. That lady will never get out of debt. And Rachel's obviously right. I cannot believe the amount of debt these people are in.
It's for a period of time.
I'm going to wrap it up here.
So I've been MIA for like a while.
$100,000 in debt. Yeah, I just can't with these people. Finally, a relatable horror story that doesn't involve ghosts, just interest rates. Yep. I paid off my house and went debt-free last year. That's a nice move. Here's why people are in such student loan debt. Back in the day, people who went to college had jobs. They had school. Yeah, that's another thing. You go to these colleges, you get all these stupid-ass degrees. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to do anything. You're just going to sit there and complain about the debt on TikTok, and then I'm going to make a video about it. In today's world, young adults pull out these massive student loans and use them to not pay for college, but also pay cost of living. Yeah, that's another. Yeah, you're not paying for college. You're actually paying for everyday, day-to-day life. Yeah, exactly. They're living for 4 or 5, 6 years, just living it up on debt. Yeah, this is ridiculous. It is getting worse. Seems like everybody's just in debt. Good luck. All right, I'm gonna leave it here. I gotta get to work. I'm actually supposed to be clocked in on DoorDash right now. People need their coffee. 6:30 in the morning. People be ordering on DoorDash, bet. So, yeah, I'm gonna get out there and make that money. Peace.